Alright, hi, this is Mr. Havranek. I'm going to go ahead and go over your Chapter 9 layered unit and go ahead and go over the expectations and requirements for you on this. We're going to do the layered unit a little bit differently this time. In the past, we've had a C layer, a B layer, and then an A layer. I modified it a little bit. We're going to go ahead and have just two categories, and you can see them right here on the screen. You're going to have a required items, and you're going to have a choice of a couple different items. So I'm going to go over each of those individually. The required items, there's 5 things I'm going to have you do. The first thing is you're going to create a PowerPoint of the vocab, including the term, the definition, and the picture. I believe some of you have already started this, so go ahead, continue to work on that and get that finished. When you're done, you can turn it into me and I'll go ahead and grade it for you. The second, third, and fourth required item, pretty simple. I'd like you to read the section, so read section 1, section 2, and section 3, and then go ahead and answer the questions at the end of the section. So when you read section 1, you're going to answer questions 1 through 6 on page 251, and then you're going to go ahead and complete the workbook activity. After you read section 2, you're going to answer questions 1 through 3 on page 253. You'll then complete the workbook activity, and then you'll go ahead and read section 3 and answer questions 1 through 6 on page 259. And complete the workbook activity on that as well. The workbook activities look they're the exact same as the ones we've been doing for the year. I'll go ahead and get these popped up for you. The first one talks about mitosis and the cell cycle. Lesson 1. Lesson 2 talks about cancer. What is it? Goes through some different definitions and whatnot on cancer, some different treatments. And the third one talks about meiosis and then the life cycle of different sex cells. So you'll go ahead and go through those 3 sections and you'll answer the questions at the end of the section as well as these 3 workbook activities. The last thing that I'd like to be required for you is you need to score a 90% or better on the Quizlet quiz, and you can take this as many times as you need. So what I'd recommend doing on this is if you have a little bit of time at the end of class, let's say we've got 5 minutes, 10 minutes left, something like that, I'd get on the Quizlet and I would practice the vocab. And I'll get that popped up for you right here. When you go ahead and you think you're ready, you can take a test. And when you take the test, you just click on test right there. And I'd like you to have just multiple choice questions of all 16. You just click reconfigure and then you can take that. So that's how I'd like that test to be, all multiple choice questions with the definition on the top and then the term on the bottom. So you'll go ahead, you'll take it that way. You need to get at least a 90% or better, so I think you can miss 1. If you miss 2, I think it's a little bit less than 90%. So you can miss 1 and still pass it, okay? So those are your required items. I think those are pretty important for gaining some content knowledge and then practicing some of the vocab that you used. The other items, I'm going to give you an opportunity to do some choosing on your own. I'd like you to choose 2 of the 5 items below. The 5 different things I'd like you to choose from are the stages of mitosis flip chart, the Express Lab number 9 with a partner, and you can answer the questions individually. You can explore mitosis on the website cellsalive.com and then complete a reflection worksheet. You can observe a cell cycle phases lab. And then I also have a playlist on YouTube for you called Mitosis. You can go ahead, view those videos on YouTube, and then I do have a question sheet in a paper form that you can come and get from me. So now I'm going to go ahead and go over each of those, give you an explanation of what those are. The first one is the stages of mitosis flip chart. It looks like this. What you'll do is you'll get 3 pieces of paper, a pen, pencil, markers, paint, and crayons, and you'll just follow the directions on the procedure. So you'll get your paper, you'll fold it together, staple it like it shows, and then it asks you to go ahead and put the stages of mitosis on there in a flip chart fashion. It's asking you to describe them and draw the events that are happening. So you'll go ahead, you'll draw, you'll describe, and when you're finished, there's a couple questions I'd like you to answer over it. So I believe there's 1 page of questions right there, about 7 questions total. So that's one of the activities you can do. This one might take you a day and a half to go ahead and get finished. The second item you can do is the Express Lab number 9 with a partner. And then you can answer the questions individually. So when you're working on Express Lab number 9, you'll come up to me, you'll get 20 different colored beads and 2 pieces of string and twine and a twist tie. You'll go ahead, follow the procedure. Okay, you're going to be putting beads on a string and then exchanging them with a partner and making models of chromosomes is what you're going to be doing, and then it's going to you're going to go ahead and model copying that chromosome. When you're finished with that one, you can go ahead and answer the analysis questions by yourself. This one, this one might take a period or half a period, somewhere around there to do. So that's Express Lab number 9. The third one that you have an option to do is you're going to do a little exploration on mitosis on a website. The website's cellsalive.com, and I have 2 reflection worksheets you're going to work on. So when you go to cellsalive.com, it looks like this. You're going to click right here where it says Learn About Mitosis. You'll click on it. It has some different demonstrations. You can click on the different stages. It'll give you a little diagram. It'll also give you an actual picture of what it looks like. At the bottom, it's going to talk about the different events that are going on during each of those stages of mitosis. When you finish, you can come to me. I do have a couple activities you can work on. Here's one, the missing parts worksheet. So using the website, you'll draw a line to the part of the picture and give its function. And then this will be the back side of that same worksheet. You're going to match the picture to the phase and then tell what's happening. So just a little reinforcement on the website. The fourth item you can choose from is you can do the Observing Cell Cycle Phases lab. And this one, you're going to go ahead, you're going to get a microscope out, and I've got a prepared slide of an onion tip that you're going to look at mitosis on. So you're going to go ahead, go through the procedure, you'll get a microscope, you'll get the slide, you'll go through the procedure items here, then you're going to go ahead, you're going to answer the analysis questions. This one will probably take a period. You'll want to spend about half the period exploring the onion tip and looking at the different phases within the onion tip and seeing which ones you can identify, seeing if there's some that are tough to identify and whatnot. So I can go ahead and help you on those, help you find the root tip and whatnot, and then I'll turn you loose on the identifying and the counting. The last one, I have a playlist on YouTube. It's called Mitosis. So if you go to YouTube, the playlist that I have on my channel, you can find the mitosis, and there's 4 different videos. It looks like it's about 44 minutes. So you'll go ahead, you'll watch the videos. You can get your headphones out and watch them. When you finish these, I do have, and I don't have it on my computer, it's a printed off copy of a few questions I'd like you to answer after you watch the videos on mitosis. So those are the different activities you can do. Expectations for this. Each of these top ones, required items, probably going to take about a day and a half to do. If you're taking 2 days, you're probably taking just a little bit too long. As far as when you read the sections, you can read that with a partner or you can read it individually, but I'd like you to work on the questions by yourself, and I'd like you to complete the workbook activity by yourself. Okay? The quiz, obviously, you're going to work on that by yourself as well. So the required items, take this week, and maybe take a day, maybe take 2 days next week to get these finished. But those I would definitely work on first. As far as the items that you can choose from, each of these, to do 2 of these, it'll probably take 3 days, probably about a day to day and a half each, so about 3 days. Most of these are going to be individual, with the exception of the Express Lab number 9. You'll be working with a partner on that as well, but you'll need to answer those questions individually. So the top sheets I have in the different file folders. You can come up and get those. The bottom ones, come and see me, and then I'll get you those and kind of go over with a little bit more detail on what each of those are. What I'll do for your grade, each of the required items has a different point value, so I'll give you a percentage up at the top here. Each of the bottom ones obviously has a different point value, so I'll give you the percentage right here. And then at the end, we'll get you a final unit grade. Timeline, we're looking at taking probably about 2 weeks to go ahead and finish this. So we're going to go ahead and use the rest of this week, and we're going to check next Wednesday to see see kind of where everybody's at. Hoping you're getting pretty close to done. I'm hoping by next Wednesday we can kind of wrap this up. So hopefully you enjoyed the changing class as far as kind of the flipped classroom. If we have any questions tomorrow, you can go ahead and ask them, or I might go over just a little bit to make sure everybody watched the video and whatnot. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in class.